Next, we're going to hear from Principal Brown, and Principal Brown has some teachers she'd like to introduce from Walker Junior in Orange County. And here we go. And let me bring up your star teachers.
Yeah, well, they're coming up. I just want to say I can't be more proud of our Walker Vikings, who demonstrate daily that they know the power of their voice and how to use that voice for positive change in our community and globally. With the support of our district and the immense passion of our teachers, our Vikings really do lead the way. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our dynamic duo. They really are amazing, Miss Tina Alvawante and Miss Valerie Armijo.
Welcome. If you just unmute yourselves, there we go.
Let's say Miss Alvawante is my partner in crime, but there's a lot of judges here. So I'm going to say my partner in civics. So I want to say one that Miss Alvawante and I want to thank our principal and our superintendent, because we created a program called CORE, which is a civics-based English and history class. And I want to also thank Superintendent Matsuda and Principal Brown for sending us to our MICFA training, because really the idea of democracy as a verb has changed the way I teach, not just civics, but history and life skills in general. And so we have done so much during this year of distance learning, so many new things, but I wanted to share an email I got from a student at the beginning of this year. So this is a student from last year who was with us in the sudden shutdown in March. And really, the power of what we do at Walker is from these student words. So this is a student who's an 8th grader right now. Being a part of CORE really helped me grow as a student as well as a person. You and Ms. Alvawante really impacted my life in ways I could have never imagined. You both helped me realize that I could change the world for the better and that my voice matters. And that's really, as educators, I want to live in a community where people care. And the civics education has really shown that students do care. And we all say we all have a seat at the dinner table. And when we're discussing these events, all the students feel like they have a buy-in, and we want them to feel knowledgeable and empowered. So I feel like this is a community here, and we all have our voice at the table. But I want to thank our principal and Mr. Matsuda for setting the table, because we're all getting to eat and we appreciate. And I want to thank my students who are here because they care. So we've had so much on our journey, so many new things we've tried. And even though we've been in this distance learning, I don't feel distant from my students. So I just want to thank everybody for this. And it's been a long journey, but being here, we're going to continue what we're doing. So thank you, Ms. Alvawante. I'm done.
Great. Well, thank you, and congratulations again. The Award of Excellence is it's very competitive. The scores that as they come in, there's a very minimal margin between them. So we encourage the applications every year, and I know everyone aspires to get to the level of excellence. So congratulations.
I do want to add that I really appreciate that the focus shifted this year to honor programs that have successfully transitioned to remote learning, because this shows students that adaptability is so important and they can learn in any situation.
Dr. Elliman, we're going to come back to you because we need to hear from Nicole Montoya, our teacher at Katella, of course. I joked with the school that they have so much digital content on YouTube that I spent several hours watching what the school is doing, and it's so remarkable. I apologize for skipping over one of our—
Quite all right.
Thank you.
We're here now.
Yes,
thank you so much. Yes, as you said, I'm Nicole Montoya. I am an English department chair at Katella, and we do what's called Katella Talks. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about that. When we first started Katella Talks, our goal was simple: empower students to use their voice. 6 years later, we still keep that goal in mind with every step of this process. Every year, we as adults take a step back and watch our students create, collaborate, encourage, discuss, and take action. We have seen our students making immediate changes to benefit their community because of their work with the Katella Talks. We have heard English learners proudly deliver speeches in their native language. We have had students with special needs stand up in front of a room of hundreds and be heard and seen in unique ways. We've had students take their Katella Talk and go on to win national contests. In short, we have seen amazing things. I know I speak for my entire team when I say that we are so proud of the work that our students do each year. All of the presenters for our main event, while selected by their peers, participate voluntarily. They do not receive an additional grade or monetary compensation, but rather they choose to participate and choose to practice, refine, and deliver their speeches in addition to their normal rigorous schoolwork. This award and our accomplishments would simply not exist without the passion and the dedication of our kids. In addition, the tireless efforts of our staff and administration who work hours after the school day ends, as well as support from our district's board and Superintendent Michael Matsuda, ensure that this project grows every year. We are so humbled by this award, and we're so excited to use this as encouragement to keep doing good, meaningful work. So thank you. And I'd also like to welcome our principal, Dr. Ben Carpenter, to say a few words as well.
First of all, I want to thank all of you for allowing us to participate in this outstanding program. We are humbled, we are honored to be here in this elite company. I do want to thank our teachers. As they said, they step back and let our students take the lead. As a principal, I step back and let our teachers step back and take that lead, because it is truly a student-run program. And without the support of our district, Mr. Ruben Patino, and our superintendent, Mike Matsuda, we get all of the support and more than that we need. So thank you all for including us in this outstanding program. Thank you.
So Dr. Kim?
Yes.
Let's begin your speaking, and I'll pin you here and you can tell us all about the work of your superintendent.
Wonderful. My name is Jeff Kim, and I'm a teacher in the Anaheim Union High School District, and I have the honor of introducing Superintendent Michael Matsuda. Superintendent Michael Matsuda is nationally recognized as a 21st century leader who is known for his innovation and compassion. Since becoming superintendent in 2014, he has received numerous accolades, including 12 national leaders to learn from Education Week magazine, Visionary Education Leadership Award from Cal State Fullerton, an honorary doctorate from Chapman University, and so many more. For the past 6 years, AUHSD schools have now received the top Civic Learning Awards, co-sponsored by our very own Chief Justice Cantil-Sakauye and State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tony Thurmond. Our diverse and urban district of 30,000 has received 28 different kinds of Civic Learning Awards over the past years, and 15 of our schools are now California Democracy Schools. This means you will see our students not just learning about civics, but actively engaged in it, dialoguing civically about topics they're passionate about, and listening to one another with empathy and compassion and taking action. I'm proud to say that 1,900 students in AUHSD will also this year graduate with the state seal of civic engagement. This pandemic did not stop the civic engagement and learning from happening in our schools. There are so many folks who have been working hard to make this happen, from teachers to students, parents to administrators, curriculum specialists to district leaders. And I've had the privilege to often be in the front row, seeing this work up close. And I can tell you that our superintendent, he is the real deal. Superintendent Matsuda has very much been at the genesis of this good work from the very beginning. Superintendent Matsuda, you've always been our civic champion, but today we officially congratulate and celebrate with you. Congratulations, Superintendent Matsuda.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Kim, and it's quite an honor. My late parents would be very, very honored to hear this, since as children, as high school kids, they were put into the internment camps as citizens of this country. So, you know, many of us have come a long ways of our immigrant communities and our people of color, and so many of our kids. I want to also congratulate all of the other awardees. And as you know, the work continues. You know, Superintendent Thurmond said the power of democracy is really about the power for good. And this is very serious work that we do, because I think arguably our democracy is under threat, and it's up to us and the public schools to ensure our kids have opportunities to have a place at the table. Someone had mentioned about taking kids to Hamilton, and there's a song there, having being in the room where it happens. And I think more and more of our educators need to ensure that our kids have that voice and are increasingly in the room where it happens. I also want to put out special shout out to Justice McConnell. I know that you, as leader of the task force, have really ensured that there's continuity and that things keep rolling. But really to thank the Chief Justice as well as the State Superintendent for ensuring through these types of aspirational awards that we have something to shoot for, and because the stakes cannot be higher. And on behalf of our 30,000 students, our Board of Trustees, our 1,200 teachers, we express our gratitude. Thank you very much.
I feel so honored in the manner in which I felt like you linked us forever. I felt like, the Chief Justice is my sister from another mister, my twin. She'll be the smarter, more brilliant one. I'll be the older one. But it is just such an honor. And I loved hearing those ways that our lives and our journeys have really winded down similar pathways. And we found our way to public service. There's one other thing that we share in common. And it's a term that may not be in the textbooks that our students use. The term is one, though, that we talk about in government all the time, and it's using the bully pulpit. It is literally the way we talk about the things that you can do with the power of your office, even if they're not directly called out, but using your office for good. And our Chief Justice has done that. And I think you heard in the Chief Justice remarks that sometimes people forget about the power for good that our judiciary can play. And that is a reason for why it should be part of the conversation about civics. Not to mention, it's one of our 3 branches that we should be teaching our students before they reach the second semester of their senior year. And as a parent of a senior who may not have continued on in that second semester because she met all of her requirements, not because she skipped out, it is an opportunity. And when you have a parent who's in government, you probably get civics lessons all the time, even when you don't want them. I imagine the Chief Justice children, her daughters have experienced that. My kids were born into this, but it is such an important thing. I had the most powerful honor to teach a civics course of young men who were in a juvenile camp a few years ago. And obviously it's heartbreaking that they're getting their education in a juvenile camp. But we used that opportunity to dream about how their lives could be different. I was so amazed at how well they followed and tracked, not just what we talked about, but everything that was happening in the legislature, everything that was happening in government. They grilled me on bills that I was voting on. They knew things before I even had thought about it. And so we worked on a piece of legislation together to literally change how young people are connected to our criminal justice system, to find ways and alternatives to our criminal justice system. And I'm grateful for that day in 2013 when I first heard the Chief Justice speak about the power of keeping kids in school and out of court. It is so important. And so, Chief Justice, I believe that you and I are both using the bully pulpit to influence many to learn about pathways that they might not otherwise know about. The power for good that comes from our offices and the opportunities that it affords us that we can afford to many others. Today, though, we herald you, all of you awardees and champions who persevered in what I believe is the most difficult time that we will ever face in our lifetime, a pandemic that literally has taken lives, the pandemic of racism that has allowed us to see the killing of George Floyd, that has allowed us to see violence and hate against Asian American and Pacific Islanders, to see rises in anti-Semitism and other forms of hate against immigrants and our migrant families and our English learners. These are difficult times. And what you all are doing as civics champions is going to help us to make a better lot for all of us. Our success is tied to each other. And the more we work together, the more we can show that we can use the power of connection, of education to end hate and to bring us together. And so we've rolled out a number of initiatives focused on grants to do implicit bias training and anti-racism training that we call Education and Hate to focus on closing our achievement gap, to do things that you all are doing, to be involved in your community. And we think that civics plays a key role. I am so excited to say that in spite of all the challenges that we faced during the pandemic, that there are 3,000 people who've met the requirements to receive the seal that comes along with achieving the commitments around civic education. A thank you to our teachers and administrators, our parents, and our students for not giving up on civics, because during a pandemic, we need it even more. And so let me put a pin in it there and just say congratulations. I've got to jump off in a bit, but I want to stay on if there are questions that you all have for the Chief Justice, from myself, and to hear from all of you as we celebrate you as our champions for civics education. Congratulations, felicidades. Thank you for your commitment to our communities in California.